Jenny. If you are new and if you're returning, welcome back. I'm so happy to have you here. Tonight I'm going to be talking about my favorite self-care measures for those really bad pain days, for chronic pain, or just really bad chronic illness day flare-ups, just things that I have learned along the way to help me with that. And they're in no particular order, just things I've picked up along the way. I have learned over time that when I'm not taking care of myself, I'm at my worst, and just have learned the importance of taking care of myself, self-care, and practicing that self-compassion, and for me, it's just, it hasn't come natural to practice that same compassion that it does come natural to give to others, or in the same way that it's so easy for me to care for my kids and my husband and my dogs and my friends and family and all that. It seems like it's just harder. It doesn't come as natural when I'm practicing it for me. So it's been these things I've learned over time, so there's quite a few, so this will probably be a 3-part, so let's begin. Okay, so number 1 is give yourself permission to not be okay. It's okay not to be okay. It's okay to not hide behind a smile and fake like things are okay. That's something that I'm continuously learning, but more so lately, just really learning to be transparent, is the way I would put it, I guess. Number 2, ask other people with chronic pain or chronic illness for advice. And this is something that I've got some of the best advice, the best wisdom from other people who are going through the same thing as me, and especially other moms that are going through the same challenges. So it's just really important to have those connections so that you have those people to reach out to. And that's where having support groups and staying connected in those has really helped me even better. If you have friends or family, people that actually live in with those challenges. So number 3, don't be afraid to try alternative treatment methods. And so I mean, things that you wouldn't normally, or I wouldn't normally think of, like acupuncture, cupping, dry needling. I was hesitant to try acupuncture at first, then I ended up loving it. I am fixing to try dry needling. I had to find a practitioner that would do it with my leads from a neurostimulator. And then I would like to try cupping too. I've heard great things, but I really was amazed at not only how beneficial it was for my symptoms, but how soothing and relaxing it was, and just how recharged I felt after the acupuncture that I did. So, number 4, consider getting a pet. I have talked about my dog so much, Sophie, and not just her. I've had many different dogs. I always have had a dog, but Sophie in particular, she's little, and so she's a good lap dog, and so I can hold her and cuddle her. And all the dogs I had before were bigger dogs, but anyway, she has been the perfect support. And as with any pet, they're so therapeutic, and there's so many great pets to choose from. If you're not a dog person, if that's not if that's something you can do, I definitely recommend it. She knows when to make me laugh or when to just lay with me and cuddle. Great. I could go on forever about her. She's great. Number 5, join a support group to connect with people living with your challenges or a pain psychologist. And I put those together because when I started seeing a pain psychologist, she was running a support group. And at the time, I was in so many support groups, I thought, I don't need another support group. I got that covered. But I am so glad that I did, because it was really great having those connections in person, and just people that you live in the same state with, same area with, and the ways that you connect that way. That was one of the most helpful things I've done, was seeing her the pain psychologist. She gave me so many different great coping tools, things that I thought I had it in the bag after living with, these challenges for 16 years. But no, I mean, she taught me so much, and then the people in the support group taught me so much as well. So I can't speak highly enough about that. Number 6, get used to saying no and not beating yourself up for it. And that I have not mastered, it's never easy to say no, but I've gotten used to the saying no part. It's the not beating myself up about it and feeling so guilty and like I've let somebody down. So that's something I'm working on, but I am getting better. And it's just one of those things, you have to know your limits. And, those of us those people in our lives that understand, they're going to understand, and you don't have to beat yourself up about it. It's kind of what I take away from that. So, number 7, utilize wheelchairs and other mobility aids when you need them. So I don't own a wheelchair or a power scooter, but I've learned that there is no shame in using them if I need them. Just like how I used the power scooter to get around my son's birthday. We went to Six Flags and I had to use a power scooter, and I'm embarrassed or ashamed to admit this, but I was hesitant at first. I don't know, it's just, I feel like, I don't know, a whole range of emotions, but I'm so glad that I humbled myself, and I did. Because of that, I was able to, enjoy the day with my family, and, so it's just a matter of, not letting whatever it is get in the way if you're able to use those kind of aids if you need them, and not to be ashamed of admitting that you do need them. I can walk. I am grateful for that. It's just those long trips and things like that. However, lately, that I'll have to rent a wheelchair or a power scooter or something like that. But lately, my balance has been off, and I do have a cane, and I have had to use it more. And I swore when I got this that I would never use it. I know, I'm prideful. It's ridiculous, really. But, it helps me. Like, if I'm, wise about it, like, I would want to use that because it's going to help me get around more. So, yeah, that's why I listed that. Number 8, embrace the magic of a really good bath. Oh, baths are just, I love baths. They are not only comforting for those really bad pain days, they ease your pain, or they do mine, but it relaxes me, and I've found any way that I can keep my stress levels lowered will inevitably help my pain levels. So I invested a while back in a really good bath pillow, one that would support my neck and my back, and I'll try to put some pictures in a tray that I can put my drink, my phone, and a candle, and what have you. And I have bath bombs and bubble baths and bath salts and scrubs, you name it, I've got it. But so it's just like this sort of retreat. It's like this treat, and when I'm at my worst, I end up in the bath, and it always helps. So number 9, open up to someone you trust so you don't have to keep it all to yourself. This one is huge. Just having somebody that you can vent to, that you can be honest and open and transparent with. You just have to have that. And if you don't, I just recommend, because for a time I didn't have that outside of my husband, my mom. But sometimes you want people other than your family members to be able to talk to. And I built those connections in support groups, and just continuing to put myself out there and looking for those connections. So they're out there, and let me tell you, it's been a lifesaver. You just can't get enough support, we all need as much support as we can get. Number 10, write down the activities you can do at different pain levels, both for you and others. And I saw that as a suggestion somewhere else, but the reason I really like that is because, when I first started having my debilitating symptoms and I had to leave my job, I was just so devastated, because that is in my DNA, is helping people, being a nurse. And I just felt useless and like I had no purpose anymore, because if I couldn't help people, then, I don't know, like I had lost my way, my purpose. Anyway, so if I will sit down and sort of like, actually, I'm a planner, I'm a big planner, so be better about planning and giving myself ideas and sort of like a game plan, instead of on my better days like diving in and trying to get everything done, and then I burn my candle at both ends and I crash. This way I've sort of got like a game plan, and I've prioritized like different things that I can do, such and such. I've given myself examples, and I have something to pick from, when I am having a better day or when I'm not having a good day. Different ways that I can, different things to, different ideas to gauge off of. So, okay, number 11, prep some playlists with your, for those inevitable times when your pain is so out of control that you need a distraction. I have playlists everywhere. I've got playlists on Pandora, or not Pandora, but Spotify, YouTube. I've got Amazon Prime, so I have playlists there, and I've got a playlist for every mood. But I have that so that when I am just so out of my mind in pain, or I just really need that distraction, I've got it right there. I've got uplifting music, I've got happy music, soothing music, whatever it is. So music is so healing, in my opinion. Okay, so that would be the end of part 1. I don't want to keep going on forever, but I will be back next week and continue with part 2. I hope you guys have a great week. Thank you for being here. Bye.